What's up, everybody? Raven tweeted out last night a big surprise weapon update that came today. They included the weapon patch notes, but I was just waiting for the full patch notes to put this video out. This was a big surprise. Some nerfs that I didn't really expect and don't understand, but let's go ahead and get into the patch notes, and you'll see what I'm talking about. Alright, so they increased the drop rate of the cane, lost lion blueprint in the red door rooms in plunder mode. That's the new Easter egg. Fixed visual issue with the calling card awarded for that Easter egg. Not too many crazy bugs to worry about fixing. Once again, they said they fixed this not aligned reticle on the blueprint. Hopefully it's correct this time, because obviously it didn't work. Fixed several issues related to the temper perk. I wasn't even aware of any issues with that. And so let's go ahead and get into the big part. Assault rifles, AK47 Gun Kick adjusted. We are reassessing and polishing the gun kick of the AK47 Black Ops Cold War to behave more closely to the other 7.62 caliber weaponry. That's just the bounce. I don't think that will lead to an increase in recoil. I just think it's going to adjust the bounce. Hopefully it's better and not worse, because the AK bounce is a little bit tough to deal with, but not too crazy. If this gun gets stronger through this gun kick adjustment, this will end up being the best AR LMG possible in Warzone. Pharah, my poor Pharah got nerfed. I love the Pharah so much, and now maximum damage decreased from 29 to 25, minimum damage decreased from 25 to 23. They did increase the head multiplier from 1.35 to 1.56, and neck multiplier increased from 1 to 1.2, and upper torso multiplier increased from 1 to 1.1. So essentially, this is more nerfing the limb damage. The limb damage is part of what made this gun so ridiculously overpowered. I'm sure JGOD will have the numbers, or already has the numbers run, but I'm definitely going to be testing this out, and we'll definitely be looking at the numbers when I make a video for that. Because this was my number one AR, this was from my number one loadout, everything for Season 5 so far. Definitely going to have to dig deeper into the Pharah. It says the Pharah is forgiving in addition to sporting a relatively fast and consistent time to kill at both of its damage ranges, which we feel is exacerbated by how easy it is to control. We are shifting some of the Pharah's power into locational multipliers and aligning its TTK values more closely with other weapons that require a similar skill level. So essentially now you have to hit head and chest shots instead of the ridiculously overpowered limb shots with it. Krig 6. Recoil increase. Neck multiplier decreased from 1.3 to 1.1. If you watched my video yesterday, you know that the Krig 6 is already dead to me, because it shoots peas. It's absolutely one of the worst time to kills in the game. In fact, it's the third worst. And now they just made it kill even slower by decreasing that neck multiplier, and they finally added the recoil we asked for. If you ask me, they should have never touched damage and just added the recoil. The Krig 6 has dominated the scene for some time now and has continued to do so following our latest changes. We would like to take a moment to dissect why the Krig 6 has been so resilient. We believe there should be weapons for players of all skill levels. In that regard, the Krig 6 is intended to be the entry-level long-range assault rifle, which we believe it is. These types of weapons can be problematic when they are so easily controlled that their fastest theoretical time to kill values can reliably become the realistic TTK values, which is rarely the case. If that were always the case, the AK-47 and XM4 would be the best weapons, bar none. Additionally, its generous neck multiplier creates a scenario where its TTK could be reduced consistently and easily with a single bullet. We believe these changes will more firmly place the Krig where it belongs in the path of Warzone weapon mastery, a first or second stepping stone. It's just terrible. I mean, unless you just cannot control a gun at all, I guess use the Krig. But like I said in my video yesterday, I wouldn't touch the Krig now. And definitely now, not that they added recoil. CODBOCW, recoil increased slightly. A slight increase on almost no recoil is still going to be almost no recoil. Recoil dampening enabled. Not sure what that means. We have a vision for where we would like the easiest to control long-range weapons to lie on the time to kill spectrum. We believe we are close, but not quite there. In the wake of these weapon changes, the long-range engagement space may be succeeded by the CODBOCW. It will be, for now. We will be monitoring its performance over the coming week to ensure its performance meets our expectations. I hope they don't do to the CODBOCW what they did to the Krig. I hope they just leave it, or they just add a little more recoil, and don't just take its damage right into the ground. OTS 9. Recoil increased slightly. Maximum damage decreased from 34 to 31. Minimum damage increased from 20 to 21. Headshot multiplier increased from 1.35 to 1.52. Neck multiplier decreased from 1.35 to 1. So these are more the changes that I think they should have made instead of shrinking the damage range. I'd like to see them revert the damage range just a little bit, especially with these changes. But now it's going to reward headshots greatly. And it won't be as quick time to kill. Another gun I'm probably going to look into, make a video on. I'm sure JGOD will have the numbers up by the time I have this video up, or shortly after. Part of what made the OTS 9 a powerhouse was how easily it could achieve its reduced time to kill speeds. With shared headshot and neck multiplier, headshots were nearly twice as easy to hit, making the OTS-9 remarkably forgiving for a weapon with its extraordinary TTK potential. These changes will require more precision to achieve its fastest TTKs. The OTS-9 will still be at the top of the mobility food chain and will remain hardly bested in close quarters engagements given a few well-placed shots. So hopefully this gun is still really good. It's going to be it's still a barrel stuffer SMG. I still think it was before they nerfed the damage range, but we'll see how this one actually plays out now. Tech9, a gun that I don't really love because you can't be fully suppressed. Maximum damage decrease from 26 to 24. Minimum damage decrease from 24 to 22. Neck multiplier increase from 1 to 1.1. So it got a nerf. It's got a fairly significant nerf, but I didn't really like the gun anyway, so I'm not too concerned. The Tech9, like many other weapons, had homogenized locational multipliers, which is an issue that tends to put balance in a precarious spot. This could often create a time-to-kill dichotomy where the weapon would either too easily achieve fast TTKs or be largely inviable. This is not a particularly interesting design space for weapons to exist, as we feel they do not adequately reward precision. We found a 540 millisecond TTK a tad fast for no more than torso shots, especially given its rate of fire. That's fair. That's fair. That's not a crazy time to kill, but that's a pretty fast time to kill. Light machine gun alpha, so another stoner nerf. Recoil adjusted, gun kick adjusted, raise interrupt time increased from 0.8 to 1 second. So you're definitely gonna have to be running amped if you're gonna run the stoner. I was kind of working on a stoner video, but now I'm definitely gonna make one, and I'm glad I waited until these changes were made. The light machine gun alpha has many desirable traits. Its recoil, gun kick, and handling were more what one might expect from a 5.56 assault rifle rather than a light machine gun. These added LMG downsides will have players thinking twice about bringing an LMG to an AR fight. I don't think it's going to change that too much because the time to kill is not changing, and the time to kill is really good. And you'll still have Cold War mobility. Tactical rifles. Tactical rifle Charlie. Recoil decreased slightly. AUG. Another gun that I was planning on making a video. I'm glad I waited. An overarching goal for us has been to bring all weapons to viability. While burst weapons may not be for everyone, we feel it's important that we support and cultivate a wide variety of playstyles and skill levels across all Warzone modes. With this reduction to recoil and a slight boost to rate of fire on its barrels, we feel this burst weapon will once again be in a viable state. And that previews these attachment changes. TAC rifles, the AUG and the M16 both had the rapid fire and titanium barrel increased rate of fire, or fire rate increased 5 to 6% and 7 to 8% on the rapid fire and titanium respectively for the AUG, and on the M16 5 to 6% and 7 to 8% respectively on the rapid fire and titanium barrels. But that's all for the 15th update, and I did touch on this in my DMR video. There was a neck multiplier decrease from 1.1 to 1 and an upward torso multiplier decrease from 1.1 to 1 on September 9th. But that's all the weapon changes. Keep your eye out for some of my weapon videos coming up, and you know, if we get more patch notes, more from there. Eventually I will do my long range and my close range videos as well as my meta video, but that's all coming in the future. Hopefully we don't get too many weapon changes between now and then, and I don't have a whole lot more to play with. But if this video is helpful for you, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell for more. I will have the patch notes linked down below as well as my social media, so please feel free to visit those. But I'll see you in Verdansk and on Rebirth Island. Get frying. Have a good day. Bye.